All right, this is Module 2, Lesson 7. We're going to finish up what we started with on the day before. We're going to be talking about subtracting like fractions, unlike fractions, and mixed numbers. All right, so the biggest thing here is to remember that when you are subtracting, our rules for subtracting are leave, change, change. So even if we're dealing with fractions and mixed numbers, you're still going to follow these rules. Those are going to be super important today. So another thing to remember, if we're subtracting fractions with like denominators, we have to have a common denominator. In this case, we do. So we're going to do the leave, change, change method. So 6/9 we're going to leave, change it to adding, change 2 to -2/9. And now we're going to follow our adding rules. So opposite signs mean to subtract. So 6 minus 2 is 4. 6 is bigger, it's positive, so my answer would be 4/9. All right, next one. Before I do leave, change, change, I'm going to rewrite it so that the negative signs are in the numerator. That's just going to help us when we go to subtract. All right, so we're going to do leave to -2/5, change it to adding, change -1/5 to +1/5. Now you have -2 plus 1, so opposite sign, subtract. 2 is larger, it's negative, so my answer is -1/5. All right, number 3, I'm going to change it so the negatives are up top. I'm going to do leave, change to addition, change 1/7 to -1/7. Now, same signs, you're going to add the two numbers together. 3 is bigger, 3 is negative, so my answer is -4/7. All right, let's look at some examples that have unlike denominators. Now, if they have unlike denominators, we have to find the common denominator. So for the first one, we have denominators of 2 and 4. So let's make the common denominator 4. So 2, in order to get 4, we need to multiply it by 2. So we have 2/4. The second fraction already has a denominator of 4, so I'm just going to leave the numerator. All right, I'm going to do leave, change, change. Opposite signs, subtract. 2 is bigger, it's positive, so my answer would be 1/4. All right, example 2, we're going to make the common denominator 10. So 9/10 can stay as 9/10. This I have to multiply by 5. And since it's negative, I'm going to put the negative sign up top. I'm going to do keep, change, change. 9/10 plus 5/10 is 14/10. Now we're going to change that. It's an improper fraction, so 10 goes into 14 once with 4 left over. That fraction reduces to 2/5. So our answer is 1 2/5. All right, last example, we're going to make the denominator 12. So 3 times 4, 1 times 4, that would be -4. This we're going to multiply by 3. We're going to do leave, change, change. 3 becomes -3. So same signs means we're going to add. 4 plus 3 is 7. 4 is bigger, it's negative, so my answer is -7/12. All right, last couple examples are mixed numbers. Let's start with the first one. Just like yesterday, we are going to make these into improper fractions before I start subtracting. So this is going to be 92/9. 9 times 7 is 63, plus 4 is 67/9. Leave, change, change. Opposite signs means to subtract. If you need to go over to the side of the paper, go ahead. Becomes 12 and 8. So 25/9. over 9. 92 is bigger, it's positive. Now let's change that back to a mixed number. So 9 goes into 25 2 times. That would be 7 left over out of 9. All right, before we start this question, I'm actually going to change it so we get some practice with negative numbers. So I'd like you to change the 8 and 5/6 to negative 8 and 5/6. All right, so let's change this to an improper fraction. That's 48 plus 5 is 53 over 6. It's still negative. Minus, this would be 6 plus 1 is 7 over 3. All right, we're going to do keep, change, change. Common denominator is 6. So keep the 53 on top, negative 53. This we're going to multiply by 2, which would be negative 14. Same signs means you're going to add. If you need to go over to the side, go ahead to do that adding, which would be 67 over 6, which is still negative because 53 is negative. Now 6 goes into 67 11 times with 1 left over, and that answer is negative still. All right, I'm going to have you practice fractions and mixed numbers by completing the problem set that follows.